Welcome back to the Force Feed. In today's gaming news, a new Thief trailer shows Garrett in action, Star Wars The Old Republic gets Starship PvP, and Telltale's next graphic adventure game, The Wolf Among Us, launches this week. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, we've got a brand new Thief gameplay trailer which shows some sneaking and thieving in action. In the trailer, we get to see Garrett in action as he infiltrates the Northcrest Manor, stealing things from guards and just all around being sneaky. Now this new reboot of Thief is going to be available on current and next-gen consoles as well as the PC, with a launch date currently scheduled for February 25th, 2014. At this point, looking at the trailer, it seems like an interesting game. I really like the dark vibe of the city, and it feels very reminiscent of prior Thief titles. However, unfortunately, when it comes to the gameplay itself, I've heard really mixed things from people who have gotten hands-on with the game. And then there's also just some people who feel like this looks way too similar to recent stealth titles like Dishonored, for example. But frankly, I like what I have seen. The only thing that really puts me off is the character model of the main character. I mean, come on. This guy looks really stupid, but beyond that, the setting, the vibe, and the gameplay footage, as far as we can see from the trailer, looks okay. We'll just have to see how that holds up when this game does eventually launch. Moving on, we've got some new PvP additions coming to Star Wars The Old Republic in the form of Starship Battles. Now, these Starship Battles will be included in the upcoming Galactic Starfighter free digital expansion, which will be launching on February 4th, 2014. It will include not only new starfighters, but brand new customization options, as well as multiple different battle zones with gameplay modes, including a 12 vs 12 space battle where you will fight against other people in their own spaceships. It's a dogfighting PvP mode. Pretty interesting stuff for anyone who is still playing Star Wars The Old Republic. It's also worth noting that although this does not officially launch until February, if you are a subscriber or preferred member of Star Wars The Old Republic, you will get access to this a little bit earlier, as early as December, I believe, is when subscribers will be able to check this stuff out. So, more content coming to Star Wars The Old Republic, as I've talked about in the past. Although it didn't hold my attention for the long haul, I liked what I did play of Star Wars The Old Republic, specifically the leveling experience. I thought was really, really quite enjoyable. I just simply had problems with the endgame, which, to be fair, with any new MMOs coming out, it's hard for them to contend with the endgame content of games that have been out for quite some time and have had years and years and consistent revenue to put out more content for the end game. So it's, although it's understandable why people would leave because of a lack of end game, it's also understandable why there's not much end game in brand new games. It just takes time and money to develop that sort of thing. All right, guys, and last up in news today, the next graphic adventure game from Telltale Games, titled The Wolf Among Us, will be launching later this week. Now, this is an adaptation of the Fables comic series that stars Bigby, also known as the Big Bad Wolf. We'll be launching this Friday, October the 11th on the 360 and PC, and however, if you do own a PS3, you're not going to have access to this game until October 15th. It's going to be priced at $5. It looks pretty good from what I've seen, and given the huge amount of success that Telltale had with their last game of this type, the Walking Dead series, it's not surprising that people are excited for this. But let's not forget, Telltale made games before The Walking Dead that a lot of people either haven't heard of or just didn't think much of because they weren't really that great of games, to be honest with you. So have they perfected the formula, and will The Wolf Among Us take the lessons that they learned with The Walking Dead and the ones that made it such a big success? Will that carry over into The Wolf Among Us, or is it just going to be another graphic novel styled point and click adventure game that people don't really care about? It's tough to say. I'll be interested in checking this out because I really did love The Walking Dead, not only because of the franchise that it's based on and the setting, but because of the fantastic storytelling that was really just really enthralling and really pulled you in and formed a deep emotional connection between the player and the game. And hopefully, again, they carry that into their next upcoming title. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of the show. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment on any of the topics discussed here today in the comment section below. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. My name is Garrett. I'm a thief. I'm also really hungry. Do you have a cheeseburger? God, it looks sick.